Welcome to this new video of NextGen parenting. And yes, we have been sharing a lot of knowledge and precious things relevant for parents in our last videos. And today I'm going to share something that is relevant for parents, as in, this is the theory of Erickson's theory of psychosocial development. So, according to Erickson, there are stages of development, and every stage has a particular outcome to be achieved. And if achieved, there's a positive development. If not, there's something lacking within us. So the first stage is infancy, which is from 0 to 18 months, wherein the child is going through a developmental stage, which is called the child is being fed by the parents. The child is dependent. The most dependent stage of the development is the infancy, wherein the child is dependent on being fed, and when he cries, being taken care of. The physical needs are very dominant. So if his physical needs are being catered to very with care, and whenever he cries, he's being taken care of, this little child is going to develop trust in the world around him. And if not, he will develop mistrust with the world around him. And when he grows up, he will be finding it difficult to relate to the world with trust. He will not be able to trust the surroundings and the world around him. So, a very important, activity that happens at this stage is parents have to really look after their children and with utmost care, so that the child grows up developing trust in the world around him. So this stage starts from the birth till 18 months. So one needs to be very cautious about how to take care of the child. Second comes the stage of autonomous versus shame. So this starts from 18 months to 3 years. So, well, at this stage, what happens is the child is, growing up, and we see, they start walking, they start taking charge of their physical bodies, and they start, taking control of stuff around them. They want to do things on their own. And yes, if we allow them and they are able to do it properly, and they achieve success in doing the little activities that they wish to do, they get choices of toys they want to play with, the kind of things they want to eat, the kind of clothes they wish to wear, then they develop the autonomy. And if we are overly controlling our children, if the opportunity of choice is not given to our children, or we criticize them, a small activity like toilet training is happening at this stage, and if we criticize them and don't allow them to do it themselves, then the other thing develops, that is shame. So we need to be cautious, very cautious at this stage, because if not dealt with care, either the child is going to be developing in an autonomous manner, or shame would come in between. So, well, this stage is, going to develop the virtue of will in a child. So, if this stage is crossed with, lot of confidence, and, given the choices relevant at that stage, the child would be confident and, would feel autonomous. Autonomy would come in place. The next stage of development is the preschool years, 3 to 5 years, wherein children try to assert themselves by getting involved in directing play and many other social interactions. And yes, if they are able to conduct themselves properly, they develop the sense of initiative. So, or otherwise, if not appreciated or asserted properly, they may develop the sense of guilt. Now, here the role of parents comes in, as in, when the child is curious, the child is very curious at this stage. They keep asking questions, and parents, if they find the questions trivial and a nuisance, or try to embarrass them at this stage, the child may develop the sense of guilt, which is not right for us growing up. And yes, if taken seriously, The children's questions are not always proper, or they may be stupid also, but it's on us how we take the questions, and we make a special effort to answer them. Then the a sense of initiative would develop in our children, and they feel they are good enough, or they feel probably they are not all that good and they're not appreciated enough. So a sense of guilt would develop, and they feel embarrassed at that time. So it's important to take our children seriously at this point of time and develop that sense of initiative at this stage. It will not develop otherwise. Now, the next stage is the school age, which starts from 6 years to 11 years. And the major activity going on at this stage is the development of reading and writing and the schoolwork going on, progress in their learning. So, what happens is at this stage, the major role played is by the teachers and the peers. So, while they are learning, and if appreciated by the teachers, they start feeling, the sense of accomplishment comes by, and yes, the industry, the emotion of industry would develop, that is feeling competent enough, which would work on their self-esteem. And yes, they also seek approval from their peers, if they are appreciated by their friends also, they feel that validations that I am right, that confidence would come by, and yes, industry, the emotion of industry would develop. Otherwise, if not appreciated enough, or validated enough, would develop that feeling of inferiority. I'm not good enough. I need to do something more to be successful. So, this carries forward for the rest of their lives and becomes a part of their personality sometimes. So, one needs to be cautious at the stage to take care of these emotions as well. Now, the next stage is adolescence, 12 to 18 years, wherein children are growing from the childhood stage to adults. So, in this stage, they start thinking, who am I, who he or she is, and how do I fit in the society? So, identity, when they're able to figure out who they are, they are able to, develop this sense of identity, which gives them a sense of purpose and confidence to go ahead in their lives. And if not, then the role confusion comes by. So now Erickson has pointed out that this sense of identity is so important. If they have been able to identify themselves as, somebody important and relevant for the society, and if it is strong, sense of self is strong, they will go ahead and develop strong intimate relationships in their lives. If not, they will have difficulties having strong relationships in their life, and they would be experimenting themselves, with different roles. They will be struggling with themselves, and it's only our sense of self, if it is strong, we go ahead with confidence, and we are able to relate with others despite the differences. So it's very important to, help our children develop their sense of identity and create a balance in their lives. The next stage is middle adulthood, wherein it starts from 18 years till 40 years. And here, the development of the emotion is isolation or intimacy. So, what is the activity going on at this stage? We are, settling down in our careers, we are working, and yes, on the contrary, we are also settling down in our lives and relationships, bringing up children and nurturing our children. So, if we are able to accomplish, if we are able to contribute to others' lives positively in the community and in our family, also, we feel accomplished. And yes, we may develop intimate relationships and feel satisfied inside. So, this development of intimacy, this emotion of intimacy would develop, and we feel accomplished and satisfied at this stage. If not, if we feel we are not contributing uh, in other people's lives in a positive manner, or we are not bringing nurturing in a positive manner, we feel isolated, we isolate ourselves from the world, and yes, that emotion of isolation also develops. So it's important to get involved in the society and make positive bring about positive changes in the society as well as in our lives. have intimate relationships and feel satisfied at this stage of development. The last stage is from 65 years to death. So here, the the emotion developing is ego integrity, or despair. So, well, so here at this stage, the person sits down and reflects back in his life, and feels and thinks what all he has accomplished. I mean, how he has been taking forward his life, whether he was a useful person, whether he was contributing in a positive manner, how he was value wise he was performing in his life. And yes, if he feels that he has been doing things in the right manner, and yes, he has accomplished, he lives with peace. Or otherwise, he gets into that emotion of despair. And yes, if he feels he has not been able to accomplish things in a positive manner, he has been following things in a negative manner, he doesn't feel good inside. And yes, the emotion of despair. I have seen a lot of old people, going into depression and all. So this is probably the reason. This is why it is important that we lead our lives in a positive manner, so that in the end, when we are living our lives, we live in peace. The purpose of this video was to share the various stages of our lives. And yes, if we are mindful of the particular stages we are going through and the outcomes expected out of each stage, we would like to achieve the positive outcomes in our lives. This video, if you have really liked, just press the button like and subscribe to our channel for more such knowledge which may benefit you in your life.